Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to share with you 3 minimalist summer makeup looks for that radiant sun-kissed look. With each of these sun-kissed makeup looks for summer, I'm going to be using the same skincare routine, which I'll link down below in my description and also in a pinned comment. I'm going to start with face glaze. This is by In Beauty. This is a new product to me. I actually love this and I'm going to use it as my base complexion. In fact, all of my base complexions are going to be a type of highlighter. And then we're just going to subtly contour that highlighted look with 3 of the Hourglass powders. I love this trio and I've showed it to you guys before, but it's such a versatile trio with glowy powders that just give a subtle glow without looking over the top. I put a fair amount of the Face Glaze highlighting gel cream on with my fingers, but I'm going to set it so that it's more seamless with my skin with my 101 brush by BK Beauty, just by tapping it in. I just find setting it in just makes it look slightly less glowy and gives it more of a natural look when I go in to use my Hourglass powders. I'm going to start with Radiant Light to kind of set the contouring so that I get more dimension to this look so it really looks like I've been in the sun. And I just do this around the perimeter of my face, along my jawline, slightly into my cheekbones, and I'm not using a lot of product, and definitely on my brow where I know the sun is going to hit. And then blend that a little bit extra down my neck to give a seamless look. Now that I've set in my subtle bronzing and contouring, it's very light, it's very natural. You almost can't tell that I've done it, but it does give my face some dimension. I'm going to move in with Dim Light. This has some subtle sort of sun-kissed red tones in it, and you're going to see that it kind of gives my face a slightly sunburnt look. I've tried self-tanners and they just don't work well on my skin. It just ends up looking kind of funny and it never lasts. I found that using these techniques to kind of give myself this natural look looks so much better than using a self-tanner if I want a little color and if I want to look like I've been at the beach for a few days. This is a much subtler and more natural look for me personally, and I just haven't gotten the technique of using self-tanners down well enough not to make it look too fake and too orange on my skin. I'm about a Fitzpatrick 2, and even the light self-tanners just look a little bit odd on my skin. So like I said, I found this to be a much better technique if I want to go out in the evening or if I'm spending a week at the beach and want to look like I have a little bit of color in my skin without exposing myself to the sun. A little bit more on my cheekbone, and then I'm going to always bring that color up under my eye area because I'm not using any concealer. I'm just going to use my blush to kind of seamlessly blend that look and bring it up along my temples and then over my nose, where we always get a little bit sunburnt, and in the center of my brow. I'm going to blend this all out and then I'm going to work on my lip color. I'm going to use my BK Beauty 107 to give this all a blended look and blend it into my ear, along my neck, and my hairline. Now for my lip color, I'm going to use Tatcha's Plum Blossom. This is a beautiful shade to use with this highlighted look. It's kind of got a peachy glow to it. I've just more recently got into peach lip colors. Before I was always using mauves, but I've been branching out into peaches. Now I'm going to top it off with the Jouer's Lip Topper. This just gives a slight bronze tint to any lip color that you have that just kind of brings out that look of summer. And I think it's really pretty over this particular color. In fact, I haven't found a lip color that I don't like this lip topper with. If this is too glowy a look for you, I'm going to show you how to tone this down. You can take the Hourglass Ambient Light Powder, any translucent powder that you have, and kind of tone this glow down. I'm going to use the Incandescent Light again, and I'm going to go over my entire face with a wash of powder. and it will just cut down. I'll do it on one side. You can cut down the glow on a sunscreen or the glow and any highlighter that you've applied to your face with these beautiful translucent powders by Hourglass. e.l.f. makes a translucent powder that I know a lot of you like. And then you've sort of cut down the glow. For the second look, I'm going to use Charlotte Tilbury's Flawless Filter as my complexion base. Now, I would adjust this for your skin tone. This comes in multiple colors, whereas the Face Glaze by In Beauty is kind of a universal tint. I would find a tint that works best with your skin tone for the Charlotte Tilbury look. Mine is in 3 Fair. It has a lot of yellow undertones, and like I said, this is a minimalist look, so I'm going really quick. I'm going to tap it in with my fingers, and then again, set it with my brush. Again, make sure you get in your under eye area because this is going to be the only complexion product that you're going to be using for concealer. And you want to give that blended look from your cheek to your under eye. As you can see, the Hollywood Flawless Filter gives a little bit more coverage and isn't as sheer as the Face Glaze, but it also gives me a more tanned look. Again, with this look, I'm going to start off with the Radiant Light, contouring in and a little bit of bronzed look to the perimeter of my face, then come in with a little bit of the dim light for that sort of sun-kissed look, a little bit of sunburnt look, and then highlight with the incandescent light. Contouring and bronzing in place. This isn't perfect yet. I'm just setting it in place, and at the very end, of course, I'm going to blend it all together with the 107 foundation brush. A little dim light for that sort of sunburnt, sun-kissed look. And I'm going to put that once again in the areas where I typically get a little too much sun. This entire palette comes in different shades, which might be more appropriate for your skin tone. I think it comes in 3 different sets and trios, so you might find one that's a little bit closer to your skin tone that will work in the exact same way. Now I'm going to blend this all together. For my lip color, I'm going to use the Tatcha Kiss Soothe and Camellia. It's a beautiful color. It's a little bit more mauve and a little bit darker, which I think goes better with this look. Because I still want that bronzy glow, I'm going to use the Jouer Lip Topper. Again, if this look is too glowy for you, you can use less of the Hollywood Flawless Filter and just put it on the high points of your face. Continue on as usual, use a little bit less bronzer. But if you feel like you've kind of gone too far and you're already at the end, go ahead and find a translucent powder that you enjoy and tamp down the glow. In the last look, I'm going to be using a product that's new to me, the Jones Road Miracle Balm in bronze. Now, this really worried me about how dark this was for my complexion when I first tried this. You have to kind of break the seal. This is the first time I've ever tried a Miracle Balm, and it has a fairly greasy touch to it, and you don't need much. And when it first goes on, it looks really dark. So it takes some blending and some trust in this product that it's not going to look too dark once it's set in. I would have to say overall it takes more work to set this product in because it's a fairly stiff consistency. It's less creamy and more like a balm. And I am going to tap it in with my brush because I want to make sure that it's even and give it a chance to settle in. You don't have to. You actually could just go out the door. This is meant to be used on its own just for a touch of glow. As you can see, my skin is completely peeking through. There's no coverage like there was with the Hollywood Flawless Filter. You can see my skin completely all the way through. That's why I was thinking I might use the Westman Atelier. This is their Peau de Pêche for the highlighter, as opposed to the Hourglass powders, because this has a more muted effect. The highlighters are really already in there. I don't really need any bronzing. I think on top of this, maybe just a little bit more of of a contouring with the Peau de Pêche and maybe a few spots of highlighter. We'll kind of see how this goes. It sits a little heavier than the creamier formulas of the In Beauty Face Glaze and the Flawless Filter. So I already feel like I have quite a bit of makeup on. So they feel pretty heavy going on to the skin. So they're probably suited more for dry skin if you're going to use them for full coverage. Otherwise, I would just use a small amount in discrete areas where you want just a little bit of extra glow. I'm going to apply the Peau de Pêche with my fingers, just in some highlighting spots for a little bit of highlight and a little bit of bronzing, maybe along my jawline a little bit to kind of contour that in. And then blend it out. Always make sure you blend into your hairline, because if you're using complexion products to get that tan look, you want that seamless look. None of these products are so dark that they're actually staining my hair, which I really appreciate. But some complexion products, if they're darker than my normal skin tone, will really make my hair stain, and it's really hard to wash out. Of course, you want to blend again down the neck with just the residual color left over from your brush. So that's given me a fairly highlighted, just very subtly contoured look. I think I'm going to add in some of the dim light like I did before. And again, I'm going to bring this up in my under eye area to kind of blend that demarcation. Blend this all in. As I anticipated, the bronze is a little bit too deep for my skin tone. I probably could get away with this for an evening look, but I think if I was going to wear this during the daytime, I would use one of their lighter shades. Since I've decided this is more of an evening look, I've added a little bit of the Anastasia brow gel to give this more of an evening look. I'm still growing some of my brows in here, as you can see. They're a little bit on the sparse side, but they're coming in finally. Now for my lip, I'm going to go with something a little bit more sultry and dark. This is the Tatcha Kisu in Midnight Lily. Again, I'm going to top it off with the Jouer Rose Gold lip topper for a fun summery look. And again, if this is a little bit too glowy for you, you can tamp it down with the translucent powder. Now I haven't done any eyeshadow looks, but you can use the Hourglass palette to just put a little bit of shadow in. I'm using the Incandescent Light over the mobile lid and a little bit of the Radiant Light in the outer corner. Quickly blend this in with BK Beauty's 202. I hope you've enjoyed these 3 minimalist makeup looks for summer. If you have some tips and tricks for how you get a summer radiant look, definitely leave me a comment down below, and wishing you all a skintastic day.